For an example, I might lace this back from me, and you can see it's taller than me. Why? Because it's a good breed.
The risk involved in keeping a one dairy cow is higher than keeping 8 dairy goats. Your risk is spread.
We have started doing the value addition. We are doing the yogurts, we are doing the body cream, and we are also doing the soap. In Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm, this is where we layer goats. Good breed, good quality, with a lot of passion. In. Here I have my few guests, because we allow visitors to come in. They have come to train with us, and also we have our office here. This is where all the visitors report, and this is also where you get all the information about us and about what we do. We have our farm manager, whereby she's the one in charge of everything and all the operations in this farm. I have 2 supporting staff. I have my farm manager and my farm hand. Welcome to Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm. My name is Robert Masharia. I've been doing this for the last 12 years. I'm doing what we call the urban farming. I've been doing this because of the milk production. We are proud to be one of the best dairy goat farmers in Kenya. We are promoting the urban farming because most of the areas we don't have enough space for farming.
This is Mwihoko Dairies. And guys, if you think about dairy goat farming, then it is not dairy goat farming until it is Mwihoko Dairies. I have taught you about the dairy goat structures in my previous videos. I have taught you about the requirements. I have taught you about feeding. And today, I have brought you a champion nationally. He has won several awards. And the last one just awarded by the president himself at the national show in Nairobi as the best dairy goat breeder. He tells us he imported his buck from South Africa. And that is the reason why you can see these quality goats behind me. And that is what AIM Agriculture is for you. If you're new to our YouTube channel, guys, kindly hit the subscribe button, like, and share.
Mwihoko Dairy Goat was established in the year 2011 at a very small background. It started with only one vision, whereby I only required to get milk and feed my kids. That is for household use. I did that for like 1 year. Then a vision of doing dairy goat started from that early time. While I was doing that in that 1 year, I started getting some requests from my neighborhood here, whereby they were requesting whether they can get, even if it's a quarter of a liter, so that also they can feed their kids with a good milk. That gave me some interest, and I out of that saw an opportunity which was not tapped. So I increased my goats to around 5 in 2012, whereby I was able to sell at least 2 liters of milk every day. I felt good because I was doing it out of the passion, and I can tell you I felt good because also my family was getting a good quality milk. Out of that, later it increased because of the public demand, whereby it drove me up to date to the level I am. What I can advise someone who really want to do a dairy goat, first of all, don't think about buying the goat. Think about educating yourself, because out there are a lot of farmers who have the dairy goats, but it is not of a good quality. Here in Mwihoko Dairy Goat, we deal with quality but not quantity. I'll still urge a new farmer who want to start a dairy goat to first of all focus on the breed and focus on a good feeding. Also focus on a good housing, then you apply the management. I'm telling you, if you do that, you will never fail in doing the dairy goat farming. Here in Mwihoko Dairy Goat, we have specialized with only one breed of goat, which is an Alpines. In Alpine is whereby we have 3 types of Alpines. We have the German Alpines, we have the French Alpine, then we have the British Alpine. When you come to Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm, for the first time, we'll first of all train you. Once we have trained you, then we'll show you the 4 important elements you need to handle carefully when you go and start your dairy goat farming. Number 1, I'll tell you, you focus on the breed. Breed is whereby as a farmer you need to choose your breed, because you cannot just do any breed then you call yourself a dairy goat farmer. Like me here, as I've told you earlier, I've specialized with the Alpines. Why Alpines? Because number 1, Alpines are very hardy goats. Number 2, they have a very good quality milk. Number 3, they have what they know how to maintain their production. So you'll find that this animal, if you feed it well, if you give it a good management with a good housing, it can give you milk production for 1 year supply without a fail. That makes me feel so good, because here in Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm, we look at the quality. So even the milk we are selling to our customers, or the client, we really focus on the good quality milk in terms of the quantity and the quality, whereby we are given by these animals. The other thing I will talk about is feeding. Most of the people, when they think about farming, they just think about buying the animal. Here, we first of all focus on the feeding, because even if you buy this goat, you purchase this goat, then you don't feed it well, then it will not give you what you want. I normally tell people when I'm educating them like today, that this goat is a good breed for milk, but for it to produce milk, you have to feed it well. Why? Because feeding constitutes 60% of the production. That means you can buy a very good goat like this one, you go and feed it just anyhow, then you will not be able to get a good quality and the quantity milk out of it. So I normally teach my client to feed their animals well. Let us look at what is a good feeding. Good feeding is whereby you feed this animal in terms of quality but not quantity. When we come to the quality, most of the people, they don't understand what is the quality. A quality feeding is whereby you feed your animal with a well-balanced diet folder. If you look like right now, my folder constitutes 2 things here. One is a glass, we call it pomerodes. Pomerodes mainly is for carbohydrates. Then we mix it with the a glass, we call it lucerne. Lucerne is a source of protein to this animal. So when my animal is eating like this, is eating a very well balanced diet of carbohydrates and the proteins. Thereafter, then you'll give it what we call the supplement for it to enable it to produce milk. Then from there is water. When you feed like that, and especially you feed on a dry matter, your animal will only require 2 kg of fodder every day. Whereby this animal, people normally think that they eat a lot. When you give it the fresh fodder, it will eat a lot because that fodder has a lot of water in it. That's why I discourage my viewers to use the method we call a cutted feed method. Cutted feed method is whereby you go to your farm, you cut the fodder, you come directly and feed your animal. That is very dangerous, my viewer, because that fodder comes with a lot of water, then comes with a lot of bacteria in it. Another thing, when you are thinking about Mwihoko Dairy goat, think about urban farming. When it comes to urban farming, one of the biggest challenges you'll face is about where to get your fodder. If you think you can do farming with a wet or the fresh fodder, then it will become a challenge to you. That's why you can see in my stores, I have enough stock to feed my animals, because the good thing about the dry matter, you can store it for a longer period. Here is whereby I also teach you about preserving your fodder for future use. Most of the farmers, they have been failing because they just want to feed their animals with a fodder every day, and you have not yet kept some stock for your animals. This is the reason why you can see I have a lot of glass in my store, so that at least I can be sure of, even if the drought comes, like right now, I can feed this animal, 82 of them. I have a fodder which can take them for 1 year. That gives me a lot of courage and gives me a lot of hope, because any day you wake up and this animal doesn't have anything to feed on, then it becomes a problem to you, then it will traumatize you. Then at the end of the day, you'll fail your customer in terms of the milk production. So the other point is about housing. Most of the people, they think housing is just a normal house for the animals, and they don't know the reason why we normally say housing for goat should be raised from the ground. As you can see, my houses are raised 2 feet to 2.5 feet from the ground. This enables and gives your animal what we call a comfort zone. When you raise your house like this one, this animal can be able to separate the waste and the animal where it is staying. And that's the reason why you can see we have done a very well drainage together with where the droppings goes, because this animal, since it's now zero grazed, it stays there and it also sleeps there. So you need to make that place clean. You go to most of the people and you'll find that they are using the platform where the goats are staying, and there is no gaps in between the timbers. You'll find that goat shed will now start becoming dumpy because of the waste for these animals. The purpose of these gaps you have seen in these houses, it is to enable this animal when it maybe when it goes for a short call or it urinates, it will just go down itself. We call it a self-cleaning house. There's no one who normally goes in there to clean this house. So that gives this animal a very good comfort zone. The other thing is when these goats urinate, there is what we call the ammonia. The reason why you have to raise this house is because whenever the urine goes down, it starts evaporating. So if your house is too low from the ground, that means that evaporation, that ammonia, this animal will be consuming it when it's breathing. So it will now cause another problem of respiratory diseases. Another thing is about the insects. We talk about the things like the ticks, and the other thing, the other parasite which normally disturb your animals. When you have a good housing, it will enable your animals to stay safe and secure from those parasites. Last but not least, when it comes to feeding, to housing, you need to construct your feeding area, whereby we call it a trough on the outer part. You'll find most of the people, they create the feeding trough inside the house itself. This gives you a challenge because you'll find some of the goat will just be sleeping on the top of the feeding trough. So when you keep your feeding trough on the outer part of your house, gives your animal even a very smooth flow when they are eating, and they are not wasting any folder for you. Because again, we said this is an urban farming. In urban farming is whereby you need to save everything you are consuming or you are purchasing. So that gives you a very good area. Last, number 4 is about the management. Most of the people, they don't know how is the important when it comes to the management. Management is whereby you sit, you understand, and you can talk to your animal. When this animal is making some noise, bear in your mind that it is communicating. There are people who even don't know when their animals, maybe they are on heat or when they are sick. You'll find that because of the poor management, your animal reaches to a level of dying and you have never realized. You'll find that you know very well, and this type of, these goats are supposed to have some droppings. But you'll find your goat is diarrheaing, yet you are not taking any action. You'll find that your goat has not been dewormed for more than a year, then you are complaining your goat is not doing well. All that is inclusive in your management. Give your goat a very good management, and I'm sure you will reap more. Last but not least, when you are out of those 4 things, I would like also to say that when you are doing this dairy goat farming, bear in your mind that this is a business like any other. These are areas whereby we are saying in farming industry is a business like any other. So when you come here, you find me as a farmer, Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm. I could have invested in other businesses, but I decided to invest in my dairy goat farming. So I want to urge my viewers that when you think about dairy goat farming, remember you need to invest, and invest wisely so that you can get a good product of what you are looking for. Chicken. Kuja sasa hapa. Jeremy.
Wow. Guys, look at this. At my waist.
Yeah, this one is weighing 103 kg, live weight.
103 kgs.
Yes.
Amazing. And it's so healthy.
It's one of my best bags here.
Wow.
I've been using it for the last now 3 years to breed my goats.
Steve is the son?
No, we cannot keep the son because of inbreeding.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are very strict on inbreeding. Yeah, that's why we normally have different bags.
What about the qualities of the offsprings you get from him in terms of milk production?
Excellent. I'll show you some of the daughters of Jeremy.
Wow.
They are now around 2 years, the first daughters, and they are doing 4.5 liters every day.
4.5 liters every day?
Yeah.
Who was champion, by the way?
This guy.
Definitely this one. I've not seen a goat that can meet his standards.
Yeah. When you are thinking about farming, like this one I have here for dairy goat farming, you need to do it as a business. And in my 4 lessons, I've taught you about the breed as the first one. So I want to show you briefly what you need to check when you are choosing your breed in your farm. One, you need to know the breed you want. For an example, you need an Alpine like the ones I have here. You need to understand that the Alpine is brown in color, as you can see. Then it has a black stripe from the head to the tail. You can see that. Another thing you need to check is about the history. The history enables you to know where this goat came from. And that's the reason why you can be able to see all our animals are well ear tagged. This ear tag number is the code when I go to my system can show me where this goat came from, depending on the genetics and also depending on the origin and also depending on which lineage it came from. Is it a pure? Is it an F1? Is it a pedigree? This ear tag will give me that information. The other thing is when you are purchasing a goat and maybe you are new, because I don't want to say it is a very good market out there, you'll find that there are people who are selling goats, but they don't even know what they are selling. When you come like now, example, I want to sell you this back. Number one, you need to look at how old it is. This back is only 1.8 months. That is 1 year, 8 months. Or in total, we can call it the 20 months. The 20 months and the height you can see on this animal tells you it has been fed well from the time it was young. Then, also because of being of a good quality breed, that's why it has grown very well. You'll find that somebody is selling you a goat which is maybe 1 year of age, but you can't compare with a 6 month old ones. That tells you what? There is a problem in breeding, whereby maybe there was a problem in inbreeding, because when you do the inbreeding, of course you'll find that your goat will not grow as big as per your expectations. The other thing is when you look at this back and you want to mate it with your animals, definitely because of the length. Now we are not talking about the height, we are talking about now from the nose to the tail. It's long enough. That tells you the offspring of this animal as well, they will be very good in terms of the length of it. You can see it. If, for an example, I might lace this back from me, and you can see it's taller than me. Why? Because it's a good breed. You'll find that there are some of the animals, if you raise it like that, it is shorter than you, and yet you are calling it a mature back. So those are the few points you need to see. Then, as I told you about the management, that's why you see this back is very friendly. When you understand and speak to your animals, they listen to you, and that's why you can see this back. It's very well cooperating with what we are doing. Other people also, they keep goats with the horns. When you look at all my goats, they are all hornless. I want to tell you a secret here. As I told you earlier, this is a business like any other. In your business, try to eliminate all unnecessary things in your business. When you come to the horns, they don't have any profit in your farm. So this tells you what? When this goat maybe might having the horns, it will be maybe very hostile to me and even to others. That becomes a risk to my farm as a business. So that's why we normally de-horn all our animals, because at the end of the day, when we are counting our sales, there is no day we have ever sold or increased our sales because of our goats having the horns. When you are looking at the breed and when you are choosing your animal, we have just talked about the back. Now I want to show you about the doe, which most of the people call it a female. If you look at a female like this one, it has a very good udder. As you can see, the udder tells you that this goat can be able to store enough milk for you. A goat like this one is currently doing 4.5 liters of milk every day. And you can now imagine this goat, it is served by the back we have just seen. Of course, it will give you a very excellent kids. So in those kids now, you can be able to know that who was the father and who was the mother. When we come to the females, we don't just look at the height. As you can see now, this female has kidded like 3 times, and out of the 3 times, it has been giving us a very good production. A well-managed goat, you look at the fur, the hair on it, it's very smooth, shining. That tells you this goat is very healthy. Another thing, when I train you, I'll tell you, if you really want to know your goats are doing well in terms of maintenance or the management, you look at the parrot, the one it has just produced right now. You can see, you can count them. They are not attached. When they are like that, tells you the system of this animal is very good, because it can be able to digest all the fodder it needs. Then when it comes to the waste, it's in pellet form. The other thing, you look at the goat like this one, an alpine, it has a good stand, as you can see, and also the length on it. It is not as tall as the back, but the length is very good. So those are some of the things you need to check, and especially when you are going to purchase the goat. Lastly, what I have been advising my farmers, and what I can advise my viewers today, is that when you go to purchase an animal from that farmer, check on how many goats does he or she have. Because most of the people, you'll find that they are selling dairy goats, but unfortunately, even them in their farm or in their families, they don't have even any milk to consume in that household. So when you come like here, we have like 27 animals like this one we are milking, and I'm telling you, out of milking 27 like this one, there's no way you can consume all that milk. You have seen them in my farm here. So that tells you we can produce a good quality goat. A happy farmer, a happy animals. When you look at my animals, they are very healthy and they are happy. Most of the people, they mistake when they go to source for the animals. You can be able to see my goats are not very fat. In dairy goat farming, the goats, they don't become very fat. That is their condition. So when you see this goat like this is how it is supposed to be, for it to be of a good quality. But don't think that it is underfed. It is very healthy and it is very good. As you can see, the fur is very smooth and it's like shining. You might think that it has been washed, but there was nothing like that was done in these animals.
One freshen cow is equated to 8 quality dairy goats. Look at it this way. How much feed does a cow consume? What is the price value of a cow? And what is the price value of 8 dairy goats? So, in case of an eventuality like, let's say, bad luck, you lose the animal, you cannot lose 8 dairy goats at a go. So, the risk involved in keeping a 1 dairy cow is higher than keeping 8 dairy goats. Your risk is spread. Look at it in terms of management and production. A good milker can give you about 1.5 liters to 2 liters. This is milk enough for your home consumption. Vis-a-vis the space used, the nutritive value of the milk, the management practices involved, and you don't need much labor to do feeding of this animal. Less feed, 2 kilos a day, less water intake, and less hassle in terms of disease management and other practices. Even the structure, construction. Not forgetting, the manure is valued higher than the manure for cows. So this is what we call climate smart agriculture. Look at this farm, a very small space in town, smell free, keeping over 80 dairy goats. And guys, this is your plug.
So as you have seen, in our farm, we also focus on the mineral blocks. It is very important for your animals to have some mineral blocks because they require minerals on their body. When it comes to minerals, kindly, my viewer, you need to know that goats require a mineral block which is less on the copper components. So it is very important when you are purchasing the mineral block for your animals, you look at the copper in it. The high copper is not good in your animals. Lastly, once we milk our animals, we preserve our milk in the normal fridge, as you have seen, for the customers now are waiting to come and pick it. From there, we normally sell fresh goat milk, directly milked from our goats. You need to place for your order if you really need our milk. We have started doing the value addition. We are doing the yogurts, we are doing the body cream, and we are also doing the soap. For now, those products you need to call our office and order for your package.
Guys, and this is AIM Agriculture, the taster. Goat milk. Let me feel how it feels. Heavy. It's creamy. And it's nice. One thing I love about it, it's so nice. You can't differentiate it between this milk and cow milk. You can think it's milk for a Jersey cow. And it's so super tasty. A product of Mwihoko Dairies. Sugar free and cholesterol free. Very good for mothers who've just given birth. Wow, guys, you need to try this, and the tea is fantastic. We love you. You have really blown my mind. Like, blown my mind. Imagine, these are flats.
Yeah.
Around you. You are in the middle of a city.
Yes.
A very small space. When I'm standing here, I can see the gate and I can see the wall.
The animals.
And then here are animals like 8.
Not 1, not 2, not 3.
And
talk about 8.
Guys, they are not only goats.
No.
They are not only goats, but pure.
Yes.
Pure breed goats.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Tell me, how did it get here?
It has been a journey. To me, I'm not proud of the 12 years I've been doing this.
12 years.
I'm proud of the impact I'm right now creating to the community and to the viewers like the one which are viewing us today.
Wow.
At least you can visit Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm and you can see a different thing when it comes to farming. Farming is not about the big space. Farming is about utilizing the small space you have.
Regardless of where you are.
You can become a farmer.
Guys, imagine somewhere whereby you coming from the central business district of the city.
Yes.
If you're using a matatu, 20 shillings to 30.
You'll be here.
That is in the city.
Yes.
That is in the city. Because
Yes.
honestly, I'm so impressed. You've
Thank
taken
you.
us through bit by bit.
Yes.
If someone wants to start, which breed to choose?
Yes.
What are the characteristics you look at? Now we know. But there's one thing I would ask you. Are these goats affected by the type of water they take? Because some of the people watching us, they would want to know either they're using borehole water, it could be a little bit salty, and others are using fresh water, river water, rainwater that is fresh.
Yeah.
Does it affect their production? Or will
No. Like here in my area, actually we don't have the real fresh water. We only get fresh water when it rains like right now and we harvest some water. So we have, these goats will not be affected by salty or fresh water. Like here in my area, we don't have the real fresh water. We only get fresh water when it rains like this. I harvest some 10,000 liters of water, whereby these goats can consume within a span of like 5 to 6 months. But most of the time we use the borehole water. We have some few boreholes within our area whereby they supply us with water, and it has never affected our animals. What I would like to advise my viewer is whether you have the salt water or the fresh water, all what is required, let that water be clean. Make sure that the container you are feeding the water with normally maintained clean. You'll go to some people, you wonder, the water is even smelling. It has been there for weeks and weeks, and you expect your goat to take that water. Make it as a routine maintenance of cleaning the containers where your goat take water from.
Amazing. Amazing. Now, coming here again,
Yeah.
I've looked at the goat structures.
Yeah.
There is manure.
Yes.
Bottom.
Yeah.
There is urine.
Yes.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
But there's no smell. Where have you taken the smell?
What I normally say here, I normally tell people here is this is a factory whereby we manufacture food products, which is the milk. When you have a factory like this one thing you should know is about the hygiene levels. It is not smelling because it cannot smell. It can smell, but the hygiene levels we have put in place here is very good. That's why you can see, you cannot see any urine. The urine normally goes down and then goes to the sewer line. Now the droppings we normally clean after every 1 day. We clean it, then we take it where it can be stored in a better position. That's why it is not smelling. The other thing, we normally call this waste a byproduct. When I was keeping these animals, I was not keeping them so that I can get this manure, but the manure came in automatically. So this is my byproduct from this. So I normally sell a bag of this at 400 shillings per bag.
And it's the most
nutritive manure.
Guys, goat and sheep manure. is the best.
Yes. Actually, we normally run out of stock out for it.
Wow.
Yes.
But you're doing a super job.
Thank you.
Your feeding program.
Yeah.
When someone has bought the goods, feeding, is it just ad libitum or there are intervals, like in the morning, midday, evening? How do you feed them?
As I told you earlier, you need to have a program, just like the way you have a program of eating. You can eat even light now if you want, but you can program yourself. What we have done in these animals, we have given them some schedule. They know very well they are fed in the morning and in the evening. That's why if you look at my animals right now, they are all relaxing, sleeping, they are chewing the cud because they had enough time to eat. This is now the time to do other things. So we feed our animals morning and in the evening. Also, it's twice per day.
Great.
Yes.
Now, when you're keeping cattle, there are certain infections that you'd expect.
Yes.
Sometimes they're not under your control as a farmer.
Yeah.
This could be airborne, let's say FMD,
Yeah.
foot and mouth diseases.
Yes.
Let's say an ECF.
Yes. Even the CCPP.
Yep, CCPP.
Yeah.
As a goat farmer, you know, there is no difference between a dairy goat farmer and a dairy cow farmer.
Yes.
Do you also share these infections?
Yes, we share diseases like CCPP, foot and mouth. They can be shared. And that's why you see not everyone who is allowed to come and start interacting with our animals. When you came in, there was a procedure.
Yes.
Before you came into our farm. So that's why we take all the measures, because we know that. The other thing, most of the respiratory diseases, they are airborne diseases. You might find that it is not a must someone to come in here for my goat to get sick. And that's why you can see we have controlled
the flow of air.
The flow of the air, bearing in your mind that you have to leave one side open because of the circulation of the fresh air. So all what you look at when you're designing a house like this one, look at your airflow. Let your house not face the direction of the wind. Let it be against the wind so that you can control all the airborne diseases. Yes.
Amazing. Getting all those awards.
Yeah.
In fact, the latest being awarded by the #1, the president himself.
Himself, Mkulima #1.
Mkulima #1.
Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It has not been an easy journey.
Yeah.
There must be some point whereby you are at your lowest point.
Yeah.
I'm sure even almost giving up.
Yes.
But you said no. Let me go on. By the way, guys, this is recent. It's barely 2 months.
Yeah, it was in October.
It's in October, the other day.
Yes.
I was with him at the Breeders' Show. Again, he won. Champion.
Yeah.
Then the president came and crowned him the other day in the show. What was this moment that uliona? Enyewe mimi, historia wacha niondoke nifanye ingine.
One of the biggest challenge I faced. And that's why I want to tell our viewers they should feel proud of what some of us we are doing.
Sure.
One of the biggest challenge I faced was I didn't have someone I can call a mentor. And you know, when you walk and you don't have a mentor and you are not sure of what you are doing, it becomes a challenge. That was a very big challenge to me. Because most of the things you have seen I have done here, I've done out of try and error. You go to someone, you listen to him or her, the kind of the direction and the advices he is giving you, maybe there are things you have already tried and you can see they are not working. Then you sit down and ask, now am I doing the wrong thing? If people who are advising me, they are advising me out of what I have already tried to do, what should I do? Almost killed my spirit. But finally, I said, I have to keep on. fighting until I get somewhere.
I want to emphasize, if you think and talk about dairy goat farming,
Sure.
then it's not dairy goat farming when you don't have Mwihoko in your mind. You're doing it. You know, everybody was shouting, we want Mwihoko in the show.
Yes.
We want to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's super doing it, and I really want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
My final question would be this.
Yeah.
When we just came in, we actually realized you were offloading a whole truck.
Yes.
A truck, guys, of feed.
Yes.
And I looked at your hay.
Yeah.
It looks very different from the ordinary hay.
Yes.
How comes you harvesting your hay in green form?
I told you earlier, I didn't know whether you got it right, but I will repeat it again. Here we look at the quality, not the quantity. When it comes to the breed, when it comes even to the folder we are feeding on, you'll find that a truck like the one you found here in the morning, it's coming all the way from Naivasha.
Wow.
Because I don't normally go to Naivasha to look for the hay. I'm going to Naivasha to look for a good quality hay. Most of the people, they fail because you come here to Mwihoko, you see hay. Then you go out there, you just buy hay. Then I ask you, what is hay? Most of the people, they don't define the word hay. They just know hay is glass. Hay is not a glass.
No, you are here.
Hay is something which has been dried, then baled. So when you come out of here, you just go and purchase the hay. You are just buying anything. Me, I don't just buy anything. I buy the quality hay.
Wow. The funny thing is, he's here. Mwea is just here.
Yes.
I've not seen any
Glass from where?
from where here.
Yes.
He's here. My mind is near Nyoit Narok than Naivasha. I've not seen any wheat straws.
Yes.
Not even a sign.
Yes.
And that tells you, you really need to come for training. But they do train.
Yes, I do train. I do train. I do internship. I do attachment. I allow people to come and visit my farm at a very affordable fee.
You've heard it. Please, 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 those who call me, I want his number. I want to know where he is. Mwihoko Dairies is in Nairobi, Githurai 45. His number is, let him just repeat it here. +2547
721 713 887.
What a humble farmer. What an experienced farmer. And I can call you a passionate farmer. It is passion that is driving you.
Sure.
Here. I literally have no questions to ask. Everything is taken care of.
Yeah, because when you have a passion, you talk out of that passion. Maybe one thing I would like to add is when you have passion, like me the way I am, like yesterday, I had to come all the way from Narok. I didn't even took my supper, but I had to see my animals. I had time to interact with my animals at 3 a.m. But I didn't have time to eat my dinner because of that passion. Guys, visit us on my Facebook page, Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm. You like it, then you learn more about the dairy goat farming. You can also reach us on YouTube, Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm. And TikTok, we are still there, Mwihoko Dairy Goat Farm.
And get the info from the horse's mouth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait for more and more and more.
Sure.
We will come back.
Yeah, okay.
To see your dream come true.
We can go now and have a taste of now the fresh milk.
Wow.